them. And I believe that this is not how I am. Like you rightly said, it might be the version.
Perfect answer. Okay, that's a perfect. I think he has answered right. That's a very perfect answer. Thank you very much. I wanted to also know if you were going to use the same application as my panelist, my friend. I think he corrected you, right? Good, good. That means you learned. Thank you very much. We are done. Thank you.
Okay, so please, we will continue with the other provincial president. In very short time, he will be in.
Okay, please sit down. Please introduce yourself to us.
Yes, I'm in the person of Frank Obon Kafro. I'm in level 300 disease control student, and then the class rep for cohort 7, level 300.
Please can you come again?
I am in the person of Frank Obon Kafro. I'm a disease control student in level 300, and I'm the class rep for the level. That's level 300.
Okay, you want to lead students of Ghana. Please recite the national pledge.
I promise Anna to be faithful.
Stand up. You represent with all respect. So please stand up. Be on your feet.
I promise Anna to be faithful and loyal to Ghana, my motherland. I promise to hold in high esteem. I'm stuck. I promise on my Anna to be faithful and loyal to Ghana, my motherland. I pledge myself to high esteem.
Okay, please, can you have a seat? Okay, Mr. Frank, please, why do you want to become provincial SRC president?
Thank you for the question. Please, I want to become the provincial president so that I can help better the welfare of students on the in the Hawaii province.
The students in Hawaii complain to you that their welfare is at stake, or it's
Not necessarily that they complain to me, but once I'm a student and I've been with them for almost 3 years, I know some of the challenges that we've been going through as students.
Tell me some of the challenges.
So some of the challenges are that, for example, for the grades, most of the hostels are not well furnished, and they are crowded in some of the hostels they live in or they reside in. And then currently, one problem that has added to the hostel is the distance some of the hostels are from to campus. Some are so far away from campus.
So, how would you solve some of these problems? How would you solve some of these problems? Especially, for example, the students are overcrowded in the hostels, as you were saying. That's from your own mouth, right? So how would you solve some of these problems?
Yeah, so what I would do is to approach administration or management to let them know or negotiate with them so that they can reduce the number of students that are living in a particular room.
You are a provincial SRC president.
Yes, please.
And then you can just move to administration.
Administration, I mean not the federal administration. but then
Please
the
be
provincial.
specific because this event we are marking everything.
All right, sure.
And then if you are saying certain things, it's cuts out.
Yeah,
Do you understand?
yeah, sure.
Okay, so tell us, how are you going to, let's see, this problem, students are overcrowded, you brought it yourself. Students are overcrowded in the hostels. How would you solve this problem in your capacity as provincial SRC president?
So what I'll do first is get together with the committee that's in charge of the student welfare. Then we go to the estate manager. Then we explain to her some of the problems that I'll let her know how overcrowded the students are in the rooms, so that we find a better way to make them free in their rooms.
Okay, Mr. Frank, it was just because I had to ask you all these questions because these ones were not available at the moment. But I can see that you have fingernails showing at my face, two of them very, very, very long.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me why you have that?
No, not for any purpose. Just naturally. Yeah.
So you are sure, being SRC president and you are going in front of the vice chancellor, you can take this step?
Yes, please. I believe it doesn't communicate any form of indiscipline or anything bad about me.
You're a health student, right?
Yes, please.
What is the implication of keeping long nails?
If only you are not clean, or if you don't keep the fingernails clean, that is where you get attracted to, or you attract pathogens. But once you keep them clean,
Imagine you are attending to a patient and you have these long nails. What are some of the risks you pose on that patient?
Okay, like I said, if your fingernails
You are clean, but to the patient, you are not for yourself. You know that.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the health risks you pose on that patient with the long nails?
You can cut or scratch.
You are under the Allied Health Council.
Yeah.
Have you read your code of conduct?
Not to, I know some of the
Please
codes, but not.
check this. It's just by the way, but check this.
All right.
And then anytime you go for an interview, make sure you don't have that. If you are not too sure of something, don't have it at all. Do you understand? All right. So we'll continue.
All right, so Mr. Frank. Frank, how are
Sir,
you?
I'm doing good, sir.
Okay. Okay, let me ask you this. My question is deep. Let me go to my
Honorable Frank,
Yes, sir.
how are you doing?
I'm doing good, please.
All right. So, in political fields, I think every aspirant would have to present a policy, right?
Yes.
Good. So, I would like to question you on something. If you have the power to change something in the university, what would you change? And tell me the procedure you go through before you change that particular thing.
Okay, thank you very much. So if I have the power to change something in this university, what I would like to change, peculiar to the school that I am,
Go straight to the answer.
is the number of courses that we run as students. And some of the courses that we run are kind of repetitive.
Okay, make it feasible, something you can implement. Don't assume. If you have the power, make something that you think is feasible to be implemented.
So please, is the power within a power as a student or any power? Okay, so if I have a power, I would change some of the courses, or I'll reduce the number of courses. That's combining some of the courses that we offer as students.
Good. So tell me the process you go through in changing this thing.
Okay, so the processes I'll go through is I'll first meet faculty, and I'll discuss with them. Then from there, I'll meet the various HODs.
For the faculties, right? Yeah, you need them. You want to talk to them. So they will come.
I said I'll meet the faculty, then I will discuss.
So how are you going to meet them? Let me know the right channels you go through before they will even bind you idea of meeting you.
So I'll call them, then or I'll release a communique to them that with regards to the courses that we offer or the students offer, I would like us to make certain changes to it. So in relation to that, I need them in a meeting. So I'll set the date for the meeting. Then after that, I'll meet all the HODs concerning that same course. Then from there, I'll move whatever we agree on to the academic board. Then from the academic board, we will move it to the university council.
Thank you. I'm not saying you are right. I said thank you for that.
All right.
Okay, please, at the personal statement, you said you are very dedicated to service and go extra length to ensure good service to people. What do you mean by extra length?
So extra length, I mean, is we all have conditions within which we find so conducive to operate. And certain times when people approach us with some of their issues that are little bit out of the circumference within which you can operate, we tend to ignore those circumstances. But the extra length I mean is when some of these issues are not within the convenience or do not cause it so convenient to me, I still try to help solve those issues.
Okay, so give me an example of that issue that is inconvenient and then the extra length you went.
Okay, so for instance, I am a class rep, so I would use that as an example. I'm the class rep for my class. Then maybe in the evening, around 5:30, where I'm in the house, probably praying. Then someone comes to see the HOD, and the HOD tells him or to bring the class rep or to.
Please wait. What you're telling me right now, is it an example you are giving or something new?
It's an example I'm giving.
I want a real life situation, something you've handled because you said you are the service and you go extra length to ensure service, meaning you've done it before. So can you remember the instance where you did it?
Okay, so I'll give you two instances.
I just want one.
All right, so I was a merchandiser. I was someone who sold for a company. Yeah, that's. But I've not made any checks on that. But the company in which I was, that's how the managers used to call us, merchandisers. Yes. So I was a merchandiser in the company. So I went to the field one time and I sold an item to someone. So after selling the item to the customer, I packed and I was waiting for my money. So as I was waiting for my money, the customer had a kid, not knowing that the kid had opened the bag and then placed the item that I sold to the customer back in the bag. So that was something that I didn't. And from where the company is to where I sold the item, about 20 to 30 minutes drive. So I got back to the company. Then after I had cashed out, I saw that there was an extra. Like there's an item that has found its way into the bag that probably I don't know. So I was there before I cashed out. Sorry, right after I cashed out, the customer called that the item that I sold to her, the kid placed it back into the bag. And I was like, oh, that should because that's something found in the bag. So I had to actually what we do is when you go to a particular town or village, you try as hard as you can to survey around the village and then approach or get to everyone. So it means that after going there, like going there once, going there again, you virtually get no one to sell to or make market to. So the customer was in need of it so bad. I had to go back the next day, even though I knew I was not going to make any. But I went back.
Okay. I just want to ask you one question, and that is, what's the difference between a team leader and a team manager?
Right. So a team leader is someone who let me start from the team manager. So the team manager is responsible for all aspects of the team, from let me say financial, disciplinary aspects and all that. But a team leader is virtually someone who reports to the manager. If you are a team leader, you report to the manager. Then you lead like you are in the lead of the team, but then you still report to the manager. But the manager oversees all aspects of the team.
Thank you. Mr. Papo.
Yes.
All right. Please, what's a very important exercise is taking place in Ghana as we speak?
Important exercise.
Yes, by the government. It's taking place as it is. As we speak.
I know the government is building railways,
Building new.
railways ongoing.
Okay. Yes, I understand. It's a project, but I'm saying an exercise. Nationwide, that's happening.
The census, is ongoing right now.
What is its importance?
To get to know the number of people within the country.
So what is its significance? If you get to know, and then what?
So its significance, it will help the government to know the number of people in the country, then the age groups, then it will also help the government to know the workforce within the country.
And then
Then
what?
it will help so that you know what projects, or if the government is bringing out employment avenues, which kind of employment avenues it should execute.
Have you been counted?
No, not yet.
Do you know today is the last day?
I don't know.
You don't know.
No,
You don't know.
no,
And you've not been counted.
no.
So as you are saying, the government is using that for employment, right? How have you contributed to make sure that you said you want to become SRC president, and then you are doing this for Ghana, this for UHAS, you're doing this for Ghana at large. Okay. Can you tell me how many of your people that you are sure, since you have not even you are not sure you have been counted? Okay. Can you tell me how you would make sure that your people partake in national activity?
Okay, so this project is not like they have to see you in person before you get counted. They can even count you maybe when you're in lectures or when you're not at home. So it could be that maybe they've gone to my house, but because I was in lectures or something, because I was on campus, I got counted, but I didn't know. And once it's ongoing, it could be that they even be in my house today.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
the possibility.
I want to probe into this, okay, because I'm really actively part of this thing. Okay. You live alone or you live with your roommate?
I live
With a roommate.
yes,
So when they started, they had something called list. Did you hear about that?
yes,
So they wrote something at your door or just inside your house or something
yes,
in chalk or in
yes, yeah,
right. So with that, who did they meet on the very day they were doing the listing?
They came to meet my landlord's daughter.
The landlord. So that person will be the head vicinity. Now, if truly you've been counted, your landlord daughter will call and take particulars from you. Do you understand? So you have not encountered. So he will take at least your name, your age, and a whole lot of things. So you've not been counted. So how would you convince us that being SRC president will be able to make sure that everybody here partake in national activity?
So, first of all, what I would do is I would sensitize the students. I'll make them understand um, the exercise or any exercise at all that the government undertakes, so that they will know the essence of the exercise and then they involve themselves into it. That's what I'll do.
Thank you. All right. So my question is, let's say you are the president just now. All right. Okay. And there is an issue, right, regarding you. Okay. Let me start on this one so that I get me one. I think it has been a norm, right? That is what you yourself you have heard a lot. And always the federal people is that, the federal people is this, the federal people is that, right? Okay. So how do you like close that gap that have been there for long? How are you going to ensure that because always provincial people having issues with federal people, and especially majority of them are issues regarding finance. So how are you going to close that gap?
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I would say that for that gap to be filled, it has to do with very good communication between the provincial executive and then the federal executives. If we have a very good communication, it would get to a point that even the management would approve a budget for a project to be done, maybe on both campuses. But due to the good communication between the two executives or between the federal and the provincial executives, the federal executives might even understand the situation on the provincial campus to be more pressing. Then they will attend to it first before they even attend to the federal the issue in whole. So I think it all boils down to effective communication. So that is what I will use to solve.
So are you telling me that those in the past administration they have not been any effective communication? They don't communicate. Is that what you are trying to tell me?
That is not what I'm trying to say.
So what's because always they communicate, talk, always this is so what exactly?
Yeah, for example, quite recently, there was a communique about the that was last semester. Sorry, last semester. There was a communique about the provincial executives releasing a communique that they were not supposed to release. And though it was a rumor, I heard it. I heard a rumor that that communique that was released by the provincial executives caused some kind of mishap between the provincial executives and the federal executives. So, in that sense, I would say that there has been a communication gap. And if there should be any misunderstanding, it can roll on or it can breed something like a conflict or misunderstanding between them in other projects or in other discussions that they made. So yeah, if I say that, I'm not saying that they are not trying to communicate so well, but I think or I believe that effective communication is what can be used to salvage that gap.
Okay, so let's take another different dimension. Let's leave that one for that. Let's go to another different dimension. Let's say that um there is maybe let's say SRC week is coming, right? Okay, so you the provincial SRC people you have allocated a budget, you are setting your budget for the SRC week celebration. Right. Then the federal president comes and tells you that, oh, at the end of the day, they should cut the budget and this is it. So this is what is given to your profit. Right. He just told you, oh, take it. And then let's say return to you can see that you need that thing to do sometimes pressure. Because when SRC is coming, the pressure alone. Right. So you took the money and you tried to manage the whole thing. And at the end of the day, you realize that the amount of money that was given to your federal president is far like it's more than what he told you that was the amount that was given to him. And also the money that he gave to you and told you to, it is far. So how do you like go about these issues when you are being called? You get it. You have no knowledge about it. It's the dean that disclosed this to you. So how are you going to go about this issue? Are you going to write a letter to tell the student population that this is what is happening, or what are you going to do?
Okay, thank you very much. I believe that if we submit a budget to the dean, or when we submit a budget to the executive committee and get approved, and due to some one or two reasons, the dean then releases a budget less what we presented. What I think we should do, or what I think should be done, is that we look at the percentage of the budget that was slashed. Then we slash that percentage from each budget that was approved. Then from there we can start with the sharing of the money. With the issue of the president and the president giving you the money that is less what, or telling you the amount that is less what the dean of students released, or the budget that the fund the dean of students released. I think the best way to go about it is because as student body is the dean of students. Yeah, the best way to go about it is to meet the dean of students so that he settles the issue between both the provincial. So you first that 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 is if you have, because when the budget is released, it's released to the parliament and other executives are aware of it. So if you approach them and indeed they are able to prove to you that that is the amount that was released to the president, then it they all form part of the team that reduced the money that came to the province. Yes, because if you know that, sorry, yes, I've been the one. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if the budget is released to the president, there are some executives or parliamentarians who know about the money that has been released to the president. The point I didn't use some is I said if you if you fully convinced. Are you done answering the question? Yeah, so like I said, if you are fully convinced that the parliament or and some of the executives know something about the money, then there's no need going to them because they know what, and at the end of the day, they are not the same people to solve the issue because they are part of the problem. So I believe you have to go to the dean of students so that your issues will be solved. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Like when it comes to issues of disbursements of money, like money, do you have any knowledge of institution guiding us in management disbursements? Do you know of anything about it?
No.
So how do you build your points? Because this is what we are being guided. The president can tell me that, oh, because you don't know, the president can say, oh, the constitution say I should give you this amount, 30, 40. You can go and sit down, do his calculation. So since right now you don't know, how do you, because at the end of the day, this is what we are being guided by. Right. So how still, because you have not answered the question very well.
So, like you said,
Mhm.
if I bring a budget to the president, once he approves the budget, it means that the money that I have presented to him, he has accepted to give me the money.
It is the president that approves the final budget of.
No,
So why are you saying that he has agreed to give you that amount of money?
I'm saying he has agreed because if I present a budget and you agree to that budget,
Mhm.
what we are saying is that when we send this budget to the dean of students and it goes on to be approved, that is the money that we are going to give to you. Please, I don't know if you are getting me well.
Yes. Papa, I think the panel likes you. You are receiving a lot of questions. But for my honorable here, I think he's asking a lot of questions because he has an interest, right? Why do you think that is so?
He has been there before,
Great.
and during his time,
That is
he
fine.
had
That is fine. My co-panel drew our notice about something wrong with your appearance. So please check on that because I don't think you can even wear gloves with it. Can you? Have you tried wearing gloves with that?
I've used it with you.
And it doesn't get torn.
Sorry?
Doesn't it get torn?
No.
But
Oh,
check
I've
on that.
actually used because when we go to the, I know. All right, sure.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
So then tell us 3 things that are wrong. You are doing Bachelor of Public Health in Disease Control.
Yes, please.
Generally, I just want to test the knowledge on that. Tell us 3 things that are wrong as far as preventing COVID is concerned in this room.
One is social distancing. We are not the social distancing is not ongoing, and then the mask. Not everyone is on wearing the mask. And then even as I was coming here, I didn't wash my hand. I didn't sanitize.
So that's your thing. Give us expert, isn't it? All right. So your CV, very shortly, you made a mistake. I want to draw your attention on where you have education.
Okay.
You are boarding the University of Health and Allied Science, and then you have left out for say to choose senior high on boarding. In CV, we don't hate such differences.
Okay.
The font must be consistent. It's not because University of Health and Allied Science is big, so we want it to come up. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So that is for CV. Check that.
All right, thank you.
Again, why are there two? Why are there two chairs here? You came the only one. Why should they? I think they made a mistake.
Well, I believe they are trying to communicate that I should be here with someone.
I see.
Yes, please.
And who would that person be?
Probably there should be an office of the provincial vice president.
I see. No, no, but you are putting up the issues. This question is about your organization of thought. So I'll ask the question again and take your time. There are two chairs here. You are one person. Why did they put two chairs there?
I think that's what I said first is the only thing that comes to mind.
What we're going and I stopped you, you were going in the wrong direction.
Okay.
Talking up to me about the vice provisional president. You don't have a vice provisional. Maximum. So don't let us go into that is so complex. Okay. So it is simple. We have another batch of executives went so forth the federal. And they have their president and their power. But that is one. Is that okay? As simple as that.
Okay. So I want to still ask a last question about your policy. You said you would collaborate with management to refurbish the various hostels and negotiate with management to keep the distance from the hostel to the campus as short as possible. Is it that you are going to lift the hostels and then bring it closer to the school?
No, please.
So how would you do that?
Please, the hostels, the hostels in level hundreds, as I know, are being rented. They are not hostels that are owned by the university. So once they are renting these hostels, they can consider the distance also when they are renting the hostel, so that they don't rent hostels that are.
Have you seen any hostel very close to the university that the university is not using? Have you seen any?
Well, some of the apartments that they've rented necessarily are not apartments that have been branded as hostels, especially when you go to hostel 2. When we came to level 100 like this, it was a flat that they were using as a hostel before. All right. So yes,
there are apartments that
Yeah.
you can use as hostels. You've
Yes.
seen some.
Yes, please.
Okay. Anyways, I say or can I conclude that students in Hohoi are radical?
No, please.
No, please. Okay. If I should have that impression, okay, and then because of that, students in Hohoi organize a demonstration. Okay, organize a demonstration to attack public school, and then you realize that they are destroying structures here. How would you talk to them to act as such?
Fellow students.
Will you sit down?
No, please.
Okay.
Fellow students.
People are destroying things, and you are saying fellow students. They are destroying things.
The process is ongoing.
Yes, the process is ongoing. So do act as such.
Fellow students, please wait. Take your time. Please take your time. This matter can be settled. Please hear me out. Please, this is the reason why you placed me as a leader. I'll make sure that everything is settled. I'll do something like that to calm them down.
That's all.
Not that though. Just to calm them down. Then continue. Okay. Please, my dear students, there's a reason why you voted for me and my executives as leaders. There are so many ways to go about issues that are not going on well with you. If for any reason you feel that management is not treating you right, let us try and go through the right channels. And even to the extreme, demonstration whereby we destroy school properties are not the right thing to do. Because these properties are properties that were done.
Thank you, Honorable. Thank you very much. I think the next time. Policy.
Okay. So do you know why most of the presidents like pertaining to the province, right? Do you know why most of them are blamed in their administration? Do you know why they are mostly blamed? So let me help you out. It is based on their policy they speak to the people about. Good. So do you see any project that is implemented under this current administration?
Yes.
How many?
They've given us a notice.
How many?
2 so far.
2.
Yeah, one
Good.
is being they're going to start on Monday.
How many do you see?
I've seen one.
One.
So far.
One.
That has been
Good. And I believe it was part of their policy. That's why they are working on that. Straight. Do you think he submitted or he proposed only one policy to the student police?
no, please.
Why do you think he's only embarking on one project? Probably his financial issues, right? Good. And you are bringing to us 11 projects, right? Even with them within every number there is an article, either A, B.
Money, you have to purchase this, you have to pay all those. Thank you.
Oh,
I have some projects here that deals with money. As the Honorable Vice stated, this vetting panel, we are here to make sure that we don't come up with policies that are just going to sugar talk students. We don't want that leadership to happen. Point number 11, subsection A. You will do a live band night. Subsection B. You will do a cocktail night. This would be at the end of the semester to discuss the semester ourselves, our experiences and lessons. Now, 2 entertainment activities. You want to do that?
Yes, please.
Tell us more.
Please, when it comes to the live band, I'm talking of I don't know if you check, it's a live band to karaoke. So we have instruments within ourselves. When the chaplaincy is having service, we use instruments, use microphones and all that. The kind of live band that I will be bringing is not to hire others to come and play.
there's no kind of in what you stated. Was there?
No.
Exactly. That is why they are making such comments. They're asking you that.
So the live band I'm talking about is live band that will be done by we ourselves. We have our instrumentalists within the student population. We have people who can sing songs within the student population. So what I'm going to do is, before we go home, I would ask the students if anyone would want to perform any song. Then we get all those songs, we get the band ready, then we okay. Yeah, so for the cocktail night, we have to that is where we have to spend. Yeah, that involves money.
Please, do we have a committee, or let me say, do we have an existing committee for sports and entertainment?
Yes, please.
So I don't see the need why you're saying you are going to have a 4-member committee set up. They're just not working.
No,
They are not working.
not that they are not working. They are working.
So why would you have to set up another committee for sports and entertainment?
Yes. The reason I want to set up committee for sports and entertainment is that committee is actually going to work on how to get the students involved.
And the existing ones are not involving the students.
They are trying their best. They are doing the best they can, but most SRC programs, the turnout is so poor.
So you don't see the need of rather activating the existing committee. You are going to set up another committee.
It's not about activating the existing committee. They are also, because when it comes to sporting activities, especially on the Hohoi campus, because the turnout is, everything turns on the committee members. So getting another time to sensitize the students or to make sure that they understand their needs before organizing these programs, it will be like the workload on them will be too much. That is why I want a 4-member committee in each level, 4-member committee in each level, so that they will present the sports committee and my executives what they want or what the team needs.
You know you are guided by the Constitution.
Yes, please.
Good. Have you read the Constitution yourself?
Not all.
Not all. So, as an SRC president, of which you are guided by the Constitution, which chapter, article tells you that you can form a committee outside what you are guided by the Constitution?
Thank you very much. I know I can form an ad hoc committee, but I don't know the chapter that helps me to do that or that gives me the power to do that. But I know I can form an ad hoc committee.
So that means that you're going contrary to what you are guided with.
No,
No.
I'm not going contrary to you.
Please, we are doing vetting, okay? Sometimes we want to check the self-confidence of the people. Do you understand? Yeah. We want to allocate marks on that. Thank you.
don't see the reason having who vetted. You are looking for right for any you want the letter so that this very so that so that
Your part, how you answered the question. The Honorable was trying to test your confidence on your certainty with what you are saying. You stood by it. I think it is good. Thank you.
Okay, so Mr. Kwafu.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are about to talk UHAS. Okay, all right. We are talking UHAS. All right. So you know me very well.
Yes, please.
Okay, so which position do I hold now?
You are the PR of the SRC.
Oh boy. I was the PR, no more than PR. Anyway, so how many committees do we have under your constitution, under your jurisdiction, as in the province? How many committees do we have according to the constitution?
We have 4 committees.
Name them.
We have the entertainment, the sports committee, the academic committee, and the welfare committee. Entertainment committee. Sports. I mentioned sports, entertainment, welfare, and academic. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay, you open chapter 4. Chapter 4.
Please come again.
Open chapter 4. The constitution is behind. Chapter 4, Article 30. I want to correct you on the number of committees that you have or you can appoint. Chapter 4, no 30.
30.
No, 30.
30.
Mm, yes. And then,
Okay.
so I think that's for the federal level. We are looking for the provincial level for you so that you know that it is not 4, right? But it's more than 4.
Okay.
Okay. So my question, I'm going straight to my questions. General knowledge of US. And who was the first vice chancellor of the US? First vice.
Professor Bing.
Okay. The next question to this constitution, it was adopted from a certain university constitution. And which university is that?
University of Ghana.
Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. So this constitution again, it was reviewed, right? Yeah. So can you tell me under which administration was this constitution reviewed?
It was reviewed under the administration of His Excellency Divine Poha.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So my question to you is a constitutional question, but it's practical. Okay. So it's on the knowledge of the constitution that will help you answer it. On the issue that happened between Achimota School and Rastafarians.
Okay.
Are you aware of that?
Yes, please.
The government held one section, the view, then the school also has another section. During that, if anybody at all wants to find out the position of province on that matter, who is the best person in Hohoi province to contact?
Read the question again.
If the issue is
Yes, I
if
understand.
anybody wants to find out any clarification on what Hohoi thinks about, okay,
Okay.
as far as students affairs are concerned,
Okay.
who is the best person? The students' leadership. Who the best that the person should consult?
The Chief Justice.
The Hohoi
In our province.
Chief Justice issue. Right.
The President. The Provincial President.
I knew you would say that. So it's wrong. And I will correct you. The best person is the local NUPS president. The fact that Article 91 right there. Article 91. You can read clause 4. Article 91 clause 4. Read it.
The core mandate of the local NUPS shall be to oversee the external affairs of the SRC.
All right. You can end there. Did you get it?
Yes, please.
So as you're going into this position, everything internal is your role.
Okay.
Everything external, please. The provisional SRC president has no right to compete the local news. Anything external is the local news who takes care of it. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right, to the audience, please. See, you want to take a question? Questions, okay.
Thank you very much. At the beginning of, I wasn't here, but when I came, up until the part of the vetting where the panelists commended you for sticking to a certain answer you gave, it was as if throughout you weren't sure the answers you were giving. So now questions are two. If you are not sure of the answers you are giving, it means somebody with more information can lead you on and in a wrongful way too. What will you do about that? Now, the second thing is, if you are not sure of yourself and go before management, they can also bully you into taking, accepting their decisions every time that you go to them. What will you also do about that?
Thank you for the question. So with the first question, I was sure that I can form an ad hoc committee, but it was the but it was the article that supports the mandate to form the committee that I didn't have.
No, I'm not talking about the ad hoc committee. I was saying since I got here, I wasn't here when you started, but due till the time the panelists there commended you that you stuck to a certain answer you gave, it was as if you weren't sure of yourself of every answer you were given, or some of the answers you were given. Sorry. So what I'm asking is that somebody with more information can lead you on, and if you don't have maybe the constitution to back you, it means it can lead you in the wrong path. So what are you going to do to curb such a flaw that you have? And the second one is when you go to management, once once they notice that you're not sure of yourself or you're not sure of what you're saying, they tend to bully you into taking the decisions that they've taken. So whether or not it's in the best interest of the students, you accept it because they have bullied you into taking it. Then you come back to the province and you don't even know what to say. Then you'll be like, oh, management has said it is final. But you could have done something. So what would you do to make sure that when you go before management, you can also put your thoughts before them without necessarily accepting whatever they tell you to accept?
Thank you. I believe that before you set out for every battle, you have to be well prepared. And as humans, we have to keep learning. In as much as I don't know some articles of the Constitution now, doesn't prevent me from learning. I have to keep learning, so that I can get myself.
Mr. Frank, you seem very well motivated, and last year, if I remember very well, you went for the same position and unfortunately you lost it. It means you are really well motivated. You have some things well packaged for the School of Public Health.
Yes, please.
Well, may I know, are you ready to let go of your personal gratification for the good of the school?
Come again with that
Are
question.
you ready to let go of your personal gratification for the good of the school or the students?
Yes.
Well, it was quite shocking when you did not agree that the nails you have are just a way of discipline rules, discipline lane. You try to, in a way, argue that your nails were just on point. In case of anything, as a leader, would you see white and call it red? Since you've not been able to accept, you are a public health disease control student, and I know very well that you know that nails to that extent is just of the profession. And to the extent you said you wear gloves with these nails, how sure are you that when you come to us, you will forego all your personal gratifications for the good of the students, following what answer you gave just recently?
And thank you very much for the question. With the issue of the gloves, I was not lying. I have actually worked with this before. Um, okay. So I believe this is not the first time I'm leading students or a group of people. And with the little example that I have done, or with the little that I have shown to my colleagues so far, I can say that I have not in any way um, taken any decision or done anything on my personal interest. Yes, so I can say that with what I have done so far, it's an example.
Okay, honorable, last question. The past administration, they've done very well, very well. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you put? Where would you put?
I'll give them 7.
If they've done 7, why do you think still come on? Thank you.
Okay, so the problems of students or problems of humans as we are never get exhausted. And in as much as they have done 8 out of 10, in as much as we have done 8 out of 10, the 7 out of 10, the 7 that they have done must be kept and then improved upon. So you need someone who can keep the 7 and then scale it up.
Thank you. All right. So once again, I would like to say thank you very much. We will be having a short break since we are now moving to the federal positions, but it's just 15 minutes break. Turn ourselves and then we come in. Thank you very, very much. Please, before you come, I know the federal is one of the most important, portfolios, and I know you will be much hot and much issues. But whatever it is, please, I beg you, I'm just addressing one thing. I don't joke with respect. If you have realized that, please, if you have any problem, put it in a question, mold it in a question. At the end of the vetting, you will ask me and then you give it out. Please. I hope I'm clear with that. Thank you very much. Okay. Oh, no. No. Come in. How are you feeling? Okay.
So I'm Voice TV, reporting live from Hohoi campus, and we are covering the SRC vetting process live here. And I have on my left,
I am Mr. Emmanuel Kwabna Boateng, a panel member.
all right, so Mr. Emmanuel, how has this process been so far?
All right. First of all, let me greet your viewers, every student out there. It is an important time for our SRC. We are yet again to elect new leaders. As our constitution prescribed, we have to do this exercise. So we started in Ho. That was on Friday. And then we vetted the applicants, starting from the local NUCs to the provincial executives, as well as the federal. But we couldn't finish all the federal. We have about three contestants, three applicants left who join us in Hohoi here. So basically today we vetted the local NUCs in Hohoi as well as the provincial, and now we are just coming to vet the federal. Thank you very much.
Okay, so Mika, I want to know, how did you even get on this panel at the first place?
Yes, very important. So it is all stipulated in our constitution. There are laws that governs the UHAS SRC. So what it means is that the parliament, which is the highest decision body, is the body that sets up this vetting panel. But automatically, the electoral commissioner and the deputy are automatic members of the panel. Then that will be two members from the UHAS parliament actually gets nominated to be on the panel. Then we take about 3 students from the general student body who actually apply. So I am one of them. I applied to the speaker, and then the parliament actually had a way of vetting me. There was a vetting session of which I was chosen to be here. So together we are all 8, each of them according to the constitution's own discretion.
So maybe I'm in level 400. If I apply, do you think I would?
Oh yes. When the speaker or the parliament actually puts out that info, what it says is that any interested student, okay, should come in and then actually apply and then be vetted. The issue is with the vetting. If you have what it takes, you can come and then be part of us.
Thank you very much. So, have you faced any challenges so far?
Yes, but we thank God that they are very few. So I think the first challenge will have to be with time, in the sense that not everything starts early nowadays. So, well, we had challenges with time, and especially on the side of the applicants, and then the people who also come in to watch our sessions. So we had challenges with time. Second is about controlling the audience, because this is people, and definitely somebody may have an interest. So we are vetting somebody. The person says, "Oh, hurry up, you are getting late," or something like that. You hear funny comment. But I think the chair has done very well. The EC chair, he has actually coordinated this process very well, and he has brought a lot of respect into the process. So I think we are doing well with our challenges.
Thank you very much. Okay. So I want to ask if we are always the right sort of leaders in UHAS campus here.
Whether we are achieving
the right sort of leaders.
Very big question. That's a very big question. In the sense that for some time now, people are losing interest in SRC positions. So let me give my experience with the vetting. You realize that there's a lot of on the portfolios. So you see one person on the portfolio. So it tells you that we need to actually respond to this. We need to come together because we get interested in the student politics. So yes, your question is we have the right people for the job.
Thank you very much for having me.
Sorry, that was it. You have to cut that side.
we will be waiting for the federal secretary. He will be with us for by a very short moment. Thank you. Okay, so please, let's pay attention so that we can ask intelligent questions to our aspirants. Thank you.
Hello? Yes. How are you doing? Okay, great, great, great. Please, you can have your seat. So, um, so begin with the introduction of yourself and also tell us why you're here.
Um, my name is William Kwamewitz. I'm from Kankapia. I'm 23 years of age and I was born in October on the 18th day. And I enjoy working with people and I've developed skills in being a good team player. I have a strong personality whereby I am challenge driven.
Speak loudly. Don't worry taking off your mask.
But okay, okay. Then let me take it further. Oh, that will not be a problem. So my name is William Kwamewitz. I come from Kankapia. I'm 23 years of age and I was born in October on the 18th day. And I have interest in debates and singing and cooking. Skills in working with people through group meetings and all the rest. And today I'm here to present myself to be vetted for the position of Federal SRC Secretary of University of Health and Allied Sciences.
Right, thank you very much. Mr. Mr.
Wait,
Wait, okay.
Mr. William,
So I just want to ask why this position? Why the field of secretary? Why not any other?
Okay. Thank you for your question. I decided to vie for this position because I, doing self-assessment, I believe I fit into this position. And by the advice of other people and their encouragement, they also believe that I will make a very good federal SRC. So with their confidence in me, I decided to come for this position with my self-assessment as well.
So you didn't decide to um, vie for this position because of the people, but because of what they said to you. You just came. Did you just come because of what people said to you, or you came because you wanted to serve the people?
Yes, I have that desire, but looking at the people's confidence in me, them telling me I will be able to fit into that position, I'll be able to help or make a fine SLT secretary. That's why I took the bold step to fight
So,
for this.
so if they didn't say it, you wouldn't have done it.
Not necessarily.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Too.
Hello, Williams.
Hello, madam.
I said hello.
Pardon?
Hello.
Hello. Begits?
Unzi.
Danke. Pardon?
Unzi.
Es geht.
Welche Sprachen sprechen?
Sorry, that's how far I go.
But you said you speak functional French and German, so
Yes.
all right.
Okay, so Mr. Witz.
Hello, sir.
All right, so told us about yourself. I think I like your command over the English language. Yes, and that's a very good quality of a secretary. Okay, but let's go here.
Okay.
Provided you find yourself in a circumstance where you are supposed to read a whole novel, okay, to a congregation or an audience, a whole novel, you are supposed to read it. What will be the best thing that you will do at that moment? A novel. Yes.
So I'm trying to get the question clearly. So I'm required to read the novel to an entire congregation.
Yes.
And you like to know what I would do in that particular moment.
Yes.
Okay. So the first thing I'll try to do is read the synopsis of the novel. Okay. That's the abstract per se. Okay. So it will give me a fair idea what the book is about. Then I'll go ahead, assess the crowd, see how enthusiastic they are about hearing. Then I will start reading by letting them know the title of the book, the author, and the publisher. So after doing that, then I'll dive into the content.
So, okay, finish up.
Yes.
So, would you be willing to read the whole novel to all of them?
If they are willing and if I'm able to, because I may pause on the way,
But really,
take a breather.
in reality, are you sure you'll be able to read a novel to everybody?
No, it's still per se, but it depends. Probably, as you have given me a hypothetical, probably as I then we can take a break, come back another day or that same day. Depending on how it goes, we can make it work.
And you are sure they will be sitting down waiting for you?
That's why I said earlier that I will try to gauge their enthusiasm about me reading to them. Okay.
Okay, so Mr. Williams, I think you know that you're not the only one contesting for this position.
Since,
You're not the only one contesting for this position. Right.
I can hear your voice.
I said, I hope you know you are not the only one contesting for this position. Right.
Yeah, yes, please.
Okay, so what makes you so unique? What do you think you are the right, or what makes you the right person for this job? Why should we vote for the other person? vote for you, or let's say vet the other person, vet you in, why do you think?
Please, can you come again with the
So
question?
I'm saying that you just short, like why do you think you are the right man for this job? Let me just make it simple.
Because I believe I possess the qualities and I can do or perform the duties of a secretary as stated in the Constitution.
So what are some of the qualities?
Pardon?
What are some of the qualities that you
Okay.
possess?
Being a good communicator and being able to work with people in teams and being able ideas.
Okay, so we are talking about communication here.
Yes.
So who is a PRO? What is the difference between a PRO?
Okay, thank you for the question. So basically, a PRO of an institution is an individual who is into that position, and that person deals with how information from that institution to the outside world. So in case of any event, in the case of any event, that person would be responsible to address the outsiders of the institution. But a secretary works within the institution.
Okay, honorable.
So,
You can see your intro was very well rehearsed, isn't it? I'm supposed to ask you the same thing. You can repeat the same format. I'm sure your intro. You rehearsed it.
oh, I just said it off my head.
Is that so? And you are
Yeah.
on your CV. Let's. Do you have it there?
Yes, please.
Try and read. I have excellent communication. Read that part.
Okay. I have excellent communication skills, frequently used working with other team members, as well as needing to use my own initiative when in leadership roles.
Let's take it back again.
I have excellent communication skills, frequently used working with other team members.
That is where there's a way to frame that sentence. It becomes a clause. There's a way to frame that clause. Make people get it. Because I went back again. And it's when you were reading it, you took a break before you took it back. I have excellent communication skills, frequently used working with other team members. How about I have excellent communication skills, which I frequently use when working with other team members. Okay, you can put a full stop on that. And you will continue with the point. A, I propose my own initiatives when in leadership make up for the other. That particular sense of and the fact that you actually let your points doesn't mean you should not punctuate them.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes,
so
sir.
that will be for the skill system.
Okay.
You should punctuate them. Fluently speaks and writing, speaks functional French and German. I've underlined the speak. You saw what one of our panelists tried to show you with that. Don't try and something is where people can really take you on. Because functional French and German too can it's subjective a lot. Okay, you may think that you really need to good morning, how are you? There's that. No, no, no. But it goes beyond that. But someone can ask you, if you get to France right now and you want to survive on going to buy food, can you speak that French? So that is also French.
Yeah.
The last of it, then we carry on to the next thing, is that are you aware that this portfolio that you want to actually vie for, you become the person in charge of all correspondence of meetings of the executive committee.
Yes, please, I am aware.
Right?
Yes, please.
And are you aware that most of the executive committee meetings are in Trafalgar?
Yes, I am aware of that.
To be precise.
Yes, please.
Including parliamentary meetings.
Yes, please.
How well would you want to deal with this challenge when you are in Hohoi? And then you have to actually write minutes upon minutes of meetings which will be held in Hohoi.
All right. Thank you for the question. So I believe I will still be able to function in this position because if everything should work according to plan and meetings are not just always impromptu, I will be able to make time to attend the meetings. But in the case of an emergency meeting being held, I if I can't be present in person, we have technology to assist us with that in this day and age. We can use platforms such as Discord or Zoom, where I will still be able to participate. But that is an if I'll not be able to be there. But if that also fails, as the federal secretary, I could delegate to the provincial secretary there to help me out with that function as well. I like the point. I like how you. Thank you. Okay, so we'll come back.
How are you doing? How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Thank you.
Thank God.
Do you know what you want in life?
Do I know what I want in life?
Sure.
Yes, please.
Are you very sure you know what you
I know what I want in life.
So if you know what you want in life, it means that you want to tell me you are consistent, right?
Yes.
Do you agree to me with that? Do you agree to what I'm telling you?
That me being consistent.
If you know what you want in life, it means you have to be consistent, right?
It is situation dependent. It's situation dependent. Me being consistent. I can't predict what will happen next. So I have to adapt to whatever situation I find myself. So it will be situation dependent.
Okay, so still you have fetched a question for me, and I will have to ask you on that.
All right, I'm ready.
Last year, you aspired for a position.
Yes, I did.
What was it?
The provincial secretary of the Hoba campus, Hoba province.
Province. And today, you're aspiring for
The federal
federal. Okay. In other way, you answered the question very well. Else I would have told you you are inconsistent. But moreover, I have further questions to ask you.
All right.
Do you know the population in Hohoi campus?
Pardon. Come again.
Do you know
Yes.
the population in Hohoi campus?
I know the estimated population, but I don't know the exact population.
Okay, so give me the estimated number.
So the estimated population will be around 800 and 900, between 800 and 900. I am sure of that.
800
and 900.
And 900.
Yes.
Good. So within your own province, you weren't able to win this election, right?
Yes.
Good. And now you should have come back running for the same position. How do you want to assure us that taking you to federal, you have the capacity to win this election?
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for the question. That's a very nice one. So the last line of my personal profile in my CV states that I am a strong team player, an efficient multitask personality, and I have a challenge-driven mentality. So I was able to win the province as at that time, but I have gone back, looked at how the whole scenario proceeded, and I have done due diligence. So as I have or I am a challenge-driven person, I believe that coming or vying for the federal position will give me a challenge to conquer.
So in the previous years, what challenge did you actually face?
Okay, so one particular challenge I faced was not doing due diligence of the entire
Can you
electorate.
take the microphone to your eye?
Okay. Am I audible now? Thank you very much. So one particular thing I didn't do back then was not taking into consideration the entire eligible electorate that are uh, supposed to vote in that election. And now I have reviewed those steps, and now I am in the know of the eligible electorate. So now I will have more reach, and I'll share my message. So I will be better placed to contest in this election.
I'm not saying you are right.
Okay.
Neither you are wrong.
All right.
But I'll still attend to you.
Mr. Woods.
Hello.
Yes, yes. So I would like to test your intelligence.
All right.
So how on earth can 8 plus 8 be equal to 4?
How on earth?
Can 8 plus 8 be equal to 4?
I'm unable to answer that in the moment.
Okay.
I am unable to answer your question.
Okay, so 8 plus 8 can be equal to 4 when we are dealing with time.
Pardon?
When we are dealing with time.
Time. Please, in what way can you elaborate?
8 plus 8 on the clock, 8 hours will give you a 16. So when you're using the 16 on the clock, that means the 4 o'clock. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I've learned something today.
I didn't even know the answer to give. Okay. That's nice.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Mr. Witt, there's a new secretariat in Ghana. There's a new secretariat in Ghana. Do you know of any? Please, can you point me in a direction? Okay. There's a secretariat that's responsible for business in Ghana. Yes. Okay. I don't want to actually give you the clue. Yes, but it's business driven. Okay. Can you tell me about it? Can you name it and then tell me about it? I believe what you are asking for is the after secretariat. That's the African Free Continental Trade Agreement or Alliance. Okay, what is that? Okay, so basically, this it's multi a multilateral agreement which allows African countries to undertake trade amongst themselves freely without tariffs or maybe at a reduced tariff. What is the Secretary General? Who is the Secretary General for that list? I am not in the know of that information. Okay. What is the difference between Secretary and a Secretary General? Okay. A secretary is a person who takes minutes and records and maintains the records of an institution's meeting if that designation is made to that person. But a secretary general is an individual who is at the helm of affairs of an organization. That means he's the principal head of that organization, the principal administrative head of that organization. Who is the Secretary General of the UN? The Secretary General of the UN is Guterres.
That's positive. Wow.
Thank you.
You are doing well.
Thank you very much.
My only take is, he said, now you know the eligible electorate.
Yes, please.
So that includes all of whole campus, isn't it?
Yes, it does.
And have you been coming there?
Yes, I have. Yes,
How
please.
many times have you listened since you made your decision?
About 6 times. Yes, roughly 6 times.
When you come,
What I normally come to do is to come and introduce myself to the students, get to know them, and for them to also get to know me. That's basically what I do.
so have you been to Alex?
Yes, I have.
Ask you that question. I've seen something in your policy
Yes.
that relates to that.
Yes, please. Please, can I get a bottle of water? Okay, so okay,
So, Mr. Witt. Mr. UHAS. Mr. Witt. All right. So we are coming to talk UHAS right now. Okay. Because this is the institution that you find yourself in, then you are determined to become the secretary of its SRC. All right. So can you tell me the organization, or can you give me the organogram of the SRC, of the UHAS SRC, yeah. The structure? Yeah.
Okay, I'll give it. I believe at the helm of affairs will be the executive board or the executive committee. Aside that, then we have the parliament, the UHAS parliament, and the UHAS court of justice. Then under the executive committee, we have the federal executives and the provincial executives, made up of the presidents, secretaries, and at the federal level, we have the vice as well, but not in the provincial setting. Then we have the women's commissioner in both settings. Then we have the treasurers as well. Then at the parliament, we have the Speaker of Parliament, the first deputy, the second deputy. Then we have the committee heads as well. Then in the judicial setting, we have the Chief Justice. Then we have the deputies. We have legal advisors sometimes too.
So in this vein, who is the Speaker of Parliament of UHAS SRC?
Right now, my memory has failed me on that.
Who is the clerk of the UHAS SRC Parliament?
Okay, I I have jumped up the name, but I remember the name assistant of the deputy clerk.
Give me that name.
The deputy clerk is Beverly Ado Asantewa.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, so I can see something here. Your hobby is football, right? Football.
Football.
Now that's
No, that's not it.
yes. You don't like football, I can see that. Football. How are you?
I don't have anything against it.
I can see you did very well in biochemistry.
Pardon?
You did very well in biochemistry. Why do you feel?
Why?
Why do you feel biochemistry? Why do you feel biochemistry? We said yes.
No. I don't feel. I actually enjoyed that particular class.
I
So.
like that. So I can put my question out.
Okay.
Okay. So in all biochemical processes which involve any carbohydrates and maybe breakdown, what is the end product?
The end product would be glucose.
You know,
Pardon?
you did well, but that's not the answer. You know, when you have glucose, glucose will break down to form what?
Okay, glycogen.
No, glycogen is a storage form of glucose. Try. Another trial.
Another try.
The answer is pyruvate. Thank you.
Do you think it's needful for you to know the structure of UHAS?
Please come again.
Do you think it's needful for you to know the structure of UHAS?
Whether it is needed that I know the structure of UHAS.
Sure.
Pertaining to the management or the SRC or both.
The structure of UHAS.
Yes, I would say it's important. It's prudent that I know that.
Good. Who is the Dean of Students?
The Dean of Students is Dr. Fabena Dwedu.
Which year was he deployed?
He came into the position in 2020, I believe.
Are you sure you believe? Because believe means you're not certain.
He came into office in 2020.
Thank you.
Hello, Williams.
Hello.
Please, under our constitution,
Okay.
on which grounds
Okay.
would a federal executive be removed from office?
Federal executive may be removed from office when the person is found to have embezzled money.
One more.
One more. When the person is found to
Two more.
When the person is found to, sorry, when the person is found to not be acting in the interest of students, then when the person is found to have gone contrary to what the regulations say again.
The last point again.
When the person is found to be acting, when the person is found to be acting in contrary to students' interests.
Okay, Mr. Witt, you're back to me.
Yes, I am.
All right. So you're writing a letter
Okay.
to the Vice Chancellor
Okay.
to the Dean of Students.
Okay.
All right. So you can
All right.
demonstrate that.
Please, in what capacity am I writing the letter? Or I should choose?
Okay, Mr. Witt, to what extent can you defend this your style?
So I can defend this because this is one of the styles of writing address that is being used, and this is what we are used to, where the sender's address is at the other side. Yes, please.
So you are supposed to write a letter to the Dean of Students. Are you sure of that?
Yes, please. I am sure, unless there's a new one that I'm not abreast of.
Have you used that format before?
Pardon?
Have you done this before?
No.
You've not.
Yeah, but yes, I do. Yes.
And then you know the Vice Chancellor. So the Dean of Students is supposed to come first. But the Dean of Students, upon receiving the letter, should know that it's going to the Vice Chancellor.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
So the arrangement is wrong.
Well, this punctuation is also allowed. You can either go without punctuation. Pardon? I'm not in the know of that as I know. I'll do that. Thank you too.
Okay, so I think that was demonstration, right? Okay, so um, okay. All right, so let's go to first policy. We said the dissemination of university-wide information via the short message services. How are you going to go about this policy? Like, can you explain how visible is this policy?
Thank you for asking about the mechanics of my policy. And this policy is actually pretty easy. So currently, I try identifying, implementing this, and what I found out was that there are some companies which are actually into this business. So we can enroll or like sign with this company, so we can become their clients, or we can go to the main networks or the telcos, such as the Vodafone. So in this case, what I propose or what I would do if I'm given this opportunity is we with the have an agreement with the company. One of the companies is called Bulk SMS Ghana, or we can negotiate with the Vodafone Ghana as well. So depending on the one that gives us the best price, a competitive way, then we will select one of them. Then we can get to them and we can help facilitate this implementation. Thank you.
But have you taken a look at when it comes to the cost and those kind of things? Because students of this school are even complaining about right now the issue of their school fees and other stuff, and then the Vodafone packages and all those kind of stuff. So have you reconsidered the cost and all those kind of things that you're not coming to add another burden to students like school fees are complaining already, and you're also bringing this thing in?
Well,
How do you?
yeah, I guess. Thank you very much for the question. And to simply answer your question, yes, I have taken into consideration the cost involved in this endeavor. And that's why we would have to, in the implementation of this policy, we would have to uh, uh, um, try to get more or more than two of these companies so that we can see which of them offers the most competitive price. Right now, what I'm in the know of is the bulk SMS Ghana. A single SMS with bulk SMS Ghana costs 1.6 pesos. And looking at this, I don't really believe it will like damage the coffers of the students as much. And the reason why I believe this is a timely and accurate information being delivered is worth more. Thank you very much.
Alright,
Sir.
I have two questions for you. First one is, what is the most recent communique that was released as SRC?
Far back as my memory can serve me right, the last communique was closure of the closure of the portals to registration. That's what I can remember.
I want to ask you something.
Yes.
Use your constitutional knowledge to answer this. When I want you to make use of your constitutional knowledge to answer this.
All right.
When Parliament gets dissolved, the new Parliament is formed, of which they have not elected a speaker. Who becomes the clerk of Parliament?
Please, I would like a clarification of that question. Are we talking in terms of UHAS or the country Ghana?
I'm talking about UHAS.
UHAS, okay. So in that instance that you have given, the federal secretary will become the clerk of parliament until the clerk of parliament actual has been appointed or voted for. Thank you.
Please, can you explain the bi-weekly or bi-monthly review of students' conditions on campus?
Okay.
And how it's related to
okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So what you are alluding to right now is my policy and how I've been advocating for the implementation of a bi-weekly or monthly review of students' conditions on campus. And this will be done utilizing a carefully designed Google form to solicit the challenges that students may face. This could be such a policy to be implemented because it would help students to convey their messages or their grievances directly to the SRC or the executive board. In that way, the SRC or the executive board would be appropriately or adequately informed of the challenges students are facing. Then they can implement measures that will mitigate such challenges. And in this case, the students are going to hold the executive board accountable for whatever that is happening because they actually have direct knowledge of situations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ross. I think so far you really highlight the way you speak. Please, any question for the aspirant?
Hello. Please try and have a question or else it scores 0 there. Please try and have a question. Sensible question.
Mr. Waits, please, among all your policies, which one would you say is the most eminent one among your policies?
Thank you for your question. You putting me on the spot is quite challenging because I consider all of them like important to a smooth administration. I would like that to be
All right.
what I
So thank you,
consider
Mr. Wade.
best.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. So we move on to our president, the federal president, and okay, please, we are waiting for the tomorrow. We'll be here in a short moment.
First with um, uh, Phyllis. That's right, Prince. Thank you, mommy. Mommy. Okay. Nice. Sorry. Perhaps sit down first. Oh, no, no, no. No problem. And please have your seat. About that. Please have your seat. How are you guys? You're good.
Yeah, sure.
Um, so shortly. Introduce yourself shortly. Yeah.
I'm Isaac Umoro from MBMU level 300, Federal SRC presidential aspirant, and we are here to get vetted.
I'm Hayford Kofi Gebe, level 300 nursing student. We are here to be vetted for that.
We can't hear you.
I'm Hayford Kofi Gebe, level 300 nursing student. Yeah, and I'm the running mate for. Yeah, I'm Hayford Kofi Gebe, 300 nursing student, and I'm the running mate for Isaac Umoro, and we are here to be vetted.
Right, Moro, take off.
Yes, Your Honor.
Take off. Thank you very much. All right. Okay, so let's wait. Yeah, now.
All right, so Mr. Mo,
Yes, Honorable.
okay, you are here to be vetted to become SRC president,
Yes,
federal
sir.
SRC president.
Yes, please.
Okay. Tell me what you know about the SRC. Anything you know about the SRC.
Okay, so the SRC is the frontliners and the representatives of students in UHAS. And they champion about the concerns, the challenges, or the issues. Should any student who wants to have any discussion with management, the SRC serves as a bridge between the student populace and management.
Have you ever involved yourself in any kind of SRC activity? Are you being mentored by any SRC executive? Or probably I just want to know if you are being mentored by anybody who knows more about the SRC or you being involved.
All right, so I wouldn't say I had any mentorship from anyone, but previous and current SRC executives have always, had the time or taken the time to get to talk to them. Sometimes they may have programs that or projects that will be ongoing. Sometimes I don't have an opinion or a suggestion. I never hesitated to make it known to them.
Have you ever visited the SRC parliament?
Yes, please.
On how many occasions?
All right. On 2 occasions.
Okay, so what do you think is the main problem of our SRC as it is now?
Okay, so the first, as I know, has to do with communication. The SRC, as it is now, does not, take its time to make its activities or projects or plans known to each and every student. And so sometimes the media that the SRC uses, not every student has access. And so at the end of the day, the student does not even know what the SRC is doing.
Okay, so you are talking about the media. So which media does the SRC mostly use?
Mostly, as we are in the age of WhatsApp, mostly the SRC, carries out its information through WhatsApp.
So if you are the SRC president, which media would you recommend for the SRC?
Okay, so if I become the SRC president, one of the things that I'm going to do, I understand that most of the things of the SRC come through Parliament. And the representatives of Parliament, as we have them, do not, at the end of the day, carry this information to their members. Yes. For instance, I have my association president in Parliament.
Okay.
Until I visited Parliament,
What is
GAMBIMS, Ghana Association of Medical Biochemistry and Molecular Biology Students.
Okay.
Until I took the time to visit Parliament. I never knew he was even a parliamentarian. And so when I went back, I asked around, do you know UHAS as a parliament? The yes responses that I had were very few. And then I asked, do you know that we have someone from amongst us who is in the parliament? They said no. And
don't you think it's a deficit of the association rather than the SRC in general?
So I think that the mode of entry of such persons into parliament is problematic.
How?
Because the associations, per their constitution, they don't have provisions in their constitution that state clearly to the members that when you have an association leader, he or she by default becomes a member of parliament. I'm sure about that.
You are sure about that because you have the constitution in front of you. So if I point it out to you that by default,
I'm not talking about the SRC constitution.
But what
I'm talking about the association's constitution.
Okay, so an association or all the associations on campus abide by the SRC constitution.
I understand
if the
that.
SRC says that if the SRC says that every association president should be a parliamentarian, that is what holds.
It holds.
Uh-huh.
At the end of the day, we have associations that are not mandatory for each and every student in those schools to be part of.
Such as?
Gambims, for instance. That is where I belong.
You told me your association president to parliament. And now you are saying some associations are deprived of that.
I'm not saying they are deprived of being members of parliament. I'm saying that this association, their membership, is not binding on every student in those schools or those programs.
I don't get what you are saying.
Yes, let's say we have MBMB students. We form the Gambims.
Okay.
Right? But at the end of the day, it is by choice that each student belongs to this association.
Really?
Yes. Because last academic year, I was part of the people who were asked to go around and take dues. And so at the end of the day,
okay.
Yes.
Okay, that is not why you are here.
Yes.
But I just want to put it to you that it is the default, or it is a problem that exists in the associations. Okay, it's within the association. That's why somebody will say, I'm not part of your association. But by default, by your association constitution, anybody that studies your program should be part of your association. Right. Do you understand?
So
do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand you all right. Okay.
So if this is what you are saying, then you are just lying to us, because by default, every MBMB student should be a member of your association. Unless, of course, the association has a problem which the student not want to associate with that. Because even in my association,
It's not everybody that is paying dues, just because probably they don't know what the association is doing for them. Do you understand? All right. So if anybody from or your association president is not sending a message to your association or to all students, is that the default of or the parliament or it's of the president?
I'm saying this is a problem. I'm not blaming the SRC for this lapses. I'm blaming the members.
Are you sure? Are you sure that the problem, the serious problem that the SRC face is information? Is that what you want to solve first?
SRC, okay, at the end of the day, has projects or has certain what to do. And at the end of
Let me come again.
yes.
Are you sure that information, dissemination of information, is the main problem, very major problem that association SRC face that you want to solve?
I thought you asked me about.
This is what I asked you, and you
yes.
told me information. I took you down, and you went down to the association level.
Yes.
Do you understand? So I brought you back again to SRC.
All right.
And I'm asking you, are you sure information dissemination be as the paramount you want to solve when you come into power?
I believe that the SRC is as strong as its unification. How strong and solid the students are able to be rallied behind the SRC determines how strong the SRC and vibrant the SRC will be. Because the SRC's authority and power would always belong to the students. And so it doesn't necessarily end with an election. After the election, should all of us stand together, then the SRC will be strong. There are weaknesses in there because we don't have everyone coming on board to help.
Okay. Let's go to your CV. I think your CV, I don't know whether you took a great look at it before presenting it. I think there is too much when it comes to your personal profile and work experience. So far, so good. For my, I think always CV should be a summary of something simple. Do you get it?
I can hear.
You can't hear me clearly. Okay. I'm saying that when you take a critical look at your CV here, I think it's too much here when it comes to your personal profile and work experiences. I think CV is always a summary of something small. At least just summarize it. Do you get it? So that you get to know. Because when you give yeah. So right now, let's take it right now. We are in front of the VC. Oh, no. Let's take it a council meeting. Right. Okay. So how do you renegotiate these things? Right. In a meeting with these people. Right now, let's take it that you are in a meeting with them, and you said you are going to re-examine, renegotiate, and all those things. How are you going to go about it? So these are the council members. When you're the SRC president, you're going for council meeting. And then we have high profile personnel, the people who are, yeah. So how do you go about this issue there?
All right. So before we tabled these policies, we actually, sought the concerns and then the responses from students.
Yeah. So you just go straight.
Yeah.
How are you going to go about it? So let's take you in front of, you are in a meeting with the council members. So how do you go about the issue?
All right. So if the council meeting is specifically for that, before I can meet the council on that issue, I have to write to the council chairman.
No, the question,
Yes.
just go straight
Yes.
in the question. Everything is set. You have this to present to them. So just go straight Present your issue. That is all.
Okay, so honorable council members, I'm honored to be here this evening with the concerns that students have tabled to me regarding.
Do you know the chair?
Yes.
What's the person's name?
His Lordship Justice Maulom Doche.
So you tell him, honorable council member. Imagine this is his lordship, a supreme court judge.
Yeah.
You get it? So imagine that and start talking. Do you understand?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So, Mr. Chairman, honorable council members, it is an honor to be here this evening to discuss the challenges that students have tabled to me concerning VT, their school fees, and then the model VT that we have. Over the years, students have always come back with complaints after going on their VT programs and projects. And this has lingered on time. And so we deem it very necessary that we get a resolution on it. Find, workable and convenient models and options that at the end of the day will eliminate some of the hiccups and challenges that students face when they go on their VT.
Thank you. We are talking about fee schedules and student bill here. All right. I'm also talking about challenges.
So
are you misleading them or because you are talking about fee schedules? That is what you said here. Is that fee schedule and
fee
student bills?
schedule.
Yes.
Yes.
So what is the challenge here? You are changing the whole thing.
Excuse me, because I don't have my the items in front of me, so that is why I'm mentioning at random.
Okay.
All right. All right. All right. Okay. So by the fee schedule, what we mean by the fee schedule is the mode of of payment. At the end of the day, most students are not able to meet the required amount or the full amount of school fees to enable them register. And so year in, year out, we are faced with so many registration challenges. And so we deem it necessary that the council members come in and examine and then find ways of making it flexible enough and convenient for students to go about their academics.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Moro.
Yes, sir.
My co-panelist is not done, but the issue of the policy is what actually made me to get to you on your policies. Okay. Unless you don't have your document of your policy document, please, humbly, can we get in a copy? All right. So I want you to do this with your voice. Okay.
All right.
Chair, we have to let all the viewers watching us know this is very important as far as this vetting panel is concerned. The policies that we put out there to the student populace, we need to really check it. So, Honorable, move to postal me in T&T policies. Is that so?
Yes, please.
Postal and housing. So I'm going to go over. Chair. So the two gentlemen we have here say that per their leadership, we are going to give every hostel in UHAS, one hostel, one gym, one hostel, one minimum, one hostel, one furnished reading hall room, Wi-Fi facilities, laundry and cleaning services, 24/7 prompt electricity load, reload. Now this is for hostels. Let us go to health and well-being. Again, Team TMT is promising that there will be a standardization and a modernization UHAS, standardization and modernization, Bushcake, SPH, and Trafalgar food canteens. The second thing is that they are going to do a health screening and nutritional training for all food vendors, and they will certify the food vendors. Let us go to academics. We are going to resolve current VT model. We are going to install ACs in all PEM sites, School of Public Health lecture halls. And there is going to be effective and mandatory observation of all practical and lab sessions established for every course. And then if you check transparent, accountable leadership, say you are going to restructure parliament. Honorable. Yes.
Yes. So, Moro,
Yes, Chairman.
of course, this is much. You know, this is much. You know, or it is not more for you.
These are the challenges of students, and so it's up to leaders.
That is not up to you. That's one thing you've not reconsidered.
Sure.
It's your strength you put in the policy.
Yes.
You understand?
Sure.
So because look, this year they can ask you questions even with one. We bet you that even to reach the expectation of the 10% of what you've written here, be a problem. How many? What is the duration of office for a president?
Maximum 6 months, as we know.
How many?
Maximum first semester, and then in the middle of second semester.
So you know where I'm coming from now.
Sure.
So can you offer to the student all these?
We'll do our best to meet them.
All right.
Mr. Moro,
Yes,
academic. You said lecture materials. Lecture material, 2 gig pen drive, VGA cable. Wait, the 2 gig pen drive, have you given it to the lecturers or all the students?
Per class.
Per class.
Yes.
Every you give 2 gig pen drive.
Yes.
Every class.
For the it would entrust it in the care of the course reps.
Then you give them VGA cable. You give them HDMI adapter.
Yes.
Every semester.
Every
right?
semester.
Every semester. Is that your job as SRC president?
Okay, so